Our final segment for tonight, the mental health minute. I thought this was a cool idea. We talked about it last time I blindsided Gonky and Wombat, but this time we've actually talked about it or prior to this. And the topic tonight that I wanted to bring up is we talk about it in every brief, task saturation and prioritization. So, or whether it's misprioritizing things or whatever. And we brief to it. Sometimes we give it lip service, but whether it applies in the cockpit or in your everyday life, people get overwhelmed. We get to a point where the stressors just keep piling up, and we get task saturated. And we talk about it in aerospace physiology that when you get saturated, what's the first thing to go? Hearing, right? You stop hearing radio calls, you stop listening, you're not actively listening anymore. You're just you get the tunnel vision and stuff like that. So one of the things we talk about during a brief is if you get that, confess to yourself, recognize that you have it, slow down, take things step by step, break it down into smaller pieces so that you can work through it. Whether it's an emergency, go step by step in the checklist, or bringing somebody else into the cockpit if you're single seat and going, hey, I'm having a problem, or to the point where I'm tumbleweed. You have no situational awareness whatsoever. You don't know what's going on. I had a flight lead that said, ask a cool question. If you don't know what's going on, just kind of, hey, are we supposed to be doing this? Because sometimes they might not know, or they might be screwing it up and they didn't realize or whatever. But it applies in life in that you have all these things that are stacking up, overwhelming you. You have to break it down to, okay, I'm going to put one foot in front of the other. I'm going to take it one step at a time. I'm going to take small bites of the apple and not try to do the entire thing all at once. What do you think, Gonky?
Yeah. I mean, you bring up a lot of good points, but basically I think it's funny because even no matter what you go into in the military, I think that's one of the things like in basic boot camp they do to you, right? They overtask you to add stress, right? Because they can't really shoot at you, right? So let's just throw a bunch of stuff on you. And if you've ever been through any kind of military training,
or airline training, they do it in airlines too. The sim from hell, right? They just start throwing emergencies at you, compounding emergencies.
Yeah, and you kind of have to be able to. Recognition piece is big. So you got to be able to recognize you have a problem, and then you got to start prioritizing. So what is the most important thing right now for me to do? And then that's where you start. And then from there, if you can take on more, you can. But if you can't, I mean, sometimes treading water is all you can do. And until someone can come help you.
And we do this with low levels, right? Near rocks, far rocks, check lead, check six. It's the thing you go through the whole time, right? What's the first thing that can kill me? What's the next thing that can kill me? Check your lead. Make sure your buddy's doing okay. Then I got to make sure I'm okay. And then if at the end of the day, what do? We route abort, right? Climb, conserve, confess. Hey, get away from the dangerous situation. Take a breath, pause, and again, works through everything in everyday life. We take a step back. Focus on your breathing. I've talked about the square breathing, where 3 to 4 seconds, hold 3 to 4 seconds, hold 3 to 4 seconds, etc. Do that and get yourself grounded again. Get yourself back present in the moment.
Yeah. It's hard. It's much easier to talk about it than actually do it.
But that's where we talk about it now. So that, what do I remember? Law of primacy. What do I remember? I remember my training. I remember. I go down basics, aviate, navigate, communicate. Like, they might be platitudes, but when things are going wrong, you go, wait a minute, I know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Fly the damn plane,
Just drive get back on timeline.
just get myself to a point where I have a warm fuzzy and life is good again, and then worry about all the other stuff. Because you can't take it, the reason you're getting task saturated is because you're going, hey, I got to deal with everything all at once. Yeah. And that is a problem. We can't. Humans can't. We have to take things step by step.
I'm a big fan of, I write down, I got 1,000 things going on, and like, I make a list, man, and I prioritize the list, and that planning sometimes, really helps with avoiding, if you can, that's the other thing. If you can avoid those situations that put you in that kind of state, that's important too.